Hello and welcome. My name is Skip and I'm going to take you through a yoga flow today, a very gentle flow where you can do right at home, right where you are. I want you to tap into the kind spirit of your life, and this time is very important that we stay gentle and loving with ourselves. And if you're just getting moving, please mindful of your body. If this is your first time going through a yoga or going through any type of physical activity, listen to your body. That's what yoga is all about. And if you have been practicing yoga for a while, then this might be the class that allows you just to be gentle and mindful and to give yourself a little bit of loving recovery from our hard yoga classes that we normally do. But this is a gentle yoga flow. And one thing I'm very, very aware of is that gentleness is a spirit. It is a principle. It is a practice. So sometimes we could be traveling down the 405 or highway and we're just on edge. That is a call for us to go back to our gentle spirit. Gentleness is not just how we take care of our body, but it's also how we think. So there's some times in yoga where we start to really get anxious with our thoughts. I'm going to invite you to be in a place of gentleness, of kindness, of loving yourself. And that's why we're here. I believe that's what yoga brings on, is that spirit of love and gentleness and kindness. So welcome to your gentle yoga flow. And I'm honored that you said yes today. So let's begin. We're going to begin in Sukhasana, and that's just a gentle crossing of the legs. And in Sukhasana, it's a very sacred pose. I call it one of the easy, gentle poses that we can do. And we're going to keep our knees open wide. If you want to place your hands onto your knees just for a moment here. And we're going to start off with a little seated cat-cow movement. So I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to grab your knees. I want you to lift your heart forward. And this is a big inhale. And then look up to the sky. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll back and you're going to arch and pull through your back, holding onto your knees. Inhale, we're going to bring our heart forward, lift the heart to the sky, and look upward. And then exhale, we go through the motion, we go through the flexion of the spine. So let's do that at your own pace 3 or 4 more times. And be aware of the energy and how the body's moving here. Be aware of the energy that's moving through the spine. And as you begin to warm up, feel even heat that's moving through the body. 2 more rounds. And vinyasa means connective breath with poses. So inhale and exhale as you roll back. Really connect your body, connect with your breath. And we're going to stop right here at the center. I want you to begin to rotate towards the left side of your body. You just rotate to the left side and then come to the front. And then come back up through center and give that big arch there. Let's lean over to the left side and begin to rotate and then come back up. Good. We get to rotate and we get to move through it. This is Sufi grinding. So create your own flow. Maybe you can go a little bit bigger, a little bit less. I want you to listen to your body. You're going to use the inhale, leaning to the left. Exhale, coming to the back. And continue on through our Sufi grinding to really warm up through the torso. 2 more rounds. And then stop at the far back. Hold here and come up to neutral. And then we're going to begin to go to the opposite side. We lean forward and then we roll to the spine. Inhale, leaning through and then coming up, and exhale, rolling back. So we're actually warming up through the torso, through the ribs and the shoulders. We can even feel the lower back beginning to expand, getting some space. And if you've been sitting in your house for a while, like we all have in this time, it's good to move. Again, you create your circle. A couple more times. And 1 more. Good, let's stop right into center here. Take your hands above your head. And we're gonna grab the wrists and we're gonna take it over to the right side. Gonna get a nice little stretch here, looking up. And then coming back to center, grabbing the other wrist, and we just start our side bend, seated side bend. And coming back to center, we're gonna go to the opposite direction again, seated side bend. And coming back to center, grabbing the wrist and helping it out. Maybe go a little bit deeper. One more time, both sides. Reach and give a nice little pull and look up to the sky. We're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. And as we open up, maybe open up your shoulder and look above you a little bit more. If you have a problem with your neck, just look down at the floor, it's okay. And coming back to center. And let's grab the wrist and let's go to the other side. This is the one we hold for 3 breaths. And then we rise back up, placing your hands right to our knees. Take your hands to your heart. Bring your hands together. Give yourself a little love rub here. And then lift the heart. Let the elbows lower down towards the ribs. Close the eyes. So one of the sounds and tonalities of yoga and calling forth the yogic energy is Om. So we're going to practice 3 Oms together. Let's do it. Inhale. Beautiful. Let's come on to all 4s. And in the practice of all 4s, I want you to make sure that you're protecting your knees. I want you to get your mat. If you need to roll up, a double up for your protection of your knees, because we're being gentle today, go ahead and do a double roll here. And then take your hands. You're going to line your arms and your shoulders in alignment with your elbows and your wrists. Begin to externally rotate the biceps. You can see where your biceps are actually moving to the front and triceps are to the back. Taking your toes down to the ground for this round. We're just going to begin a little kneeling cow cat. Let's begin again. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone, lower the belly. Then as you exhale, rolling through your back and looking at your tailbone. Let's do that again. 2 more rounds. And really connect your breath here. Really feel the inhale, feel the energy, feel the experience of the body, the mind connecting with your breath. And big exhale, rolling through the spine. Good. So we're going to come to neutral. And I simply want you to anchor your hands in and press your hands into the floor, lift out of your shoulders. And you're just going to take your right leg behind you. You're going to extend it back. And in this practice, we're going to think about squaring your hips towards the floor and lifting the left heel a little bit higher. Just holding here, and any time that we're holding too long in a pose, you're so welcome to lower that knee down. Listen to your body. Good. Release the right knee back to the floor and then find a child's pose. Balasana. Arms are going to reach forward, get really long, and maybe create some space into your back. And we can bring our forehead right to the mat. And in this time that we're just breathing here, just connect with the breath. Creating space in the lumbar spine all the way through the back. Good, let's rise up. Let's come back up again to all 4s again. Begin to externally rotate the arms, biceps to the front, triceps to the back, lengthening through the spine. And then we get to reach the left leg behind us again, anchoring in that right knee, lifting the left leg behind you, get really long. Now watch the left hip. It wants to begin to rise up. But what we're going to do is we're going to lift that leg and then lower the hip downward, and then continue to lengthen through your spine. And this is spinal balance. We're teaching the spine to balance, but we're also working the core here. Good. Take another couple of breaths, just connecting. Again, the energy and breath comes together. 3, 2, and 1. Release the leg down towards the floor and then find your child's pose again. Each breath, each moment is a moment for you to sink deeper and deeper and deeper into your awareness of your body temple, of the connection of your mind with your spirit. So let's rise up again. Let's find all fours. We're gonna do a little thread the needle. And thread the needle is one of the things that we get to really warm up through a twist into the spine. So first thing I want you to do is lift the right hand high to the sky, lift all the way up, and we're gonna press into the left hand. We're gonna lift out of the shoulder here. Continue to extend the arm a little bit longer and look up to the hand. Let's take a deep breath here. Then as we exhale, we're going to thread the needle underneath the left arm and then rise back up. 3 rounds. We just thread the needles on the exhale. Inhale, open up the heart. 2 more rounds. And last one. You lower the hand down towards the floor. Just take a moment here just to be strong, connecting with your spine, connecting with your body. Let's do the other side. Left hand's gonna reach high to the sky. We're gonna open up. You can see me from the back here, reaching the hand nice and high. Good. And when we open up the heart a little bit more. Let's all take a deep breath in. Then as we exhale, let's thread the needle underneath and then come back up. And thread the needle on your exhale, connecting your breath, rising. Good, one more time. And then lower the hand right down to the floor. Roll your toes underneath. Let's lift the knees off the floor and find our first downward facing dog. First downward facing dog, we can adjust your legs. We can begin to move the heels around, moving the hips around, moving everything around. Again, we're just gonna lift the heels a little high and then press the heels down to the floor, just to wake up the ankles a little bit. Now lift the toes off the mat. Lower the toes down towards the floor and just lift the hips. Lift the heels and press down. And one more time, lift the toes and then lift the heels. Now remember, if this is your first time in downward facing dog or your first time in yoga, slightly bend the knees and really get long into your back. So we're thinking about getting long into our backs. And let's lower the knees down towards the floor. Finding your child's pose, Balasana. Hands behind your head towards the floor. And just let your shoulders hang forward here. Just breathe. And again, we can sit back a little bit deeper, maybe open the knees a little bit wider, allowing the chest to drop down a little bit deeper here. 3 rounds of breaths, and see if we can't even get more expansive in how much breath comes in through the nostrils. Exhale through the nostrils, keep the mouth closed. 2 more rounds. And 1 more round. Let's come back to all fours first. Let's roll the toes underneath and find your downward facing dog. And maybe this round we can get a little bit deeper into the heels. Maybe the heels can press towards the floor. You might not touch the floor with your heels and it's okay. If you're having challenges in your back, slightly bend your knees and keep your knees slightly bent here. Take another deep breath here and a big exhale. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Good. If your legs are slightly big, go ahead and straighten the legs a little bit more. We're gonna lift the right leg high to the sky, maybe adjust the left leg towards the middle of the mat. And then we're gonna step the right leg all the way through, and maybe you can help the leg up as well. And then we drop down to the floor. And the left knee is coming to the floor. I want you to bring your hands nice and long, right to your hips, square the hips off here. Anchor your knee over your ankle, your right knee over ankle, and then flatten out your back left toe. Taking your left hand to the right knee, and then you're gonna take the right hand to your sacrum. So we want a nice long back. We don't want to dump into the back here. Then we're gonna move to a spinal twist where we look over the right shoulder, keeping the head nice and lifted into your twist. We're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. Again, bring the energy, connect the energy of the connection of the spine and the twists and the bodies all meeting together right here at your breath. Beautiful. Coming back to center, hands gonna come up to the sky. Really reach your hands nice and long. And then take your hands right by the foot. We're gonna frame the foot, roll the back toe underneath, coming off the back knee, and then we gently step back to downward facing dog. Let's go a little bit around of just bicycling, getting the legs, getting the body moving again. Remember, be gentle with your thinking, with your mind, all the things that's happening right here. It's all good. Nice. A couple more breaths. Good. So my friends, here we go. We're going to lift the left leg right to the center of the mat. Drop your right knee down to the floor. Let's square our hips off. We're going to bring our hands right to our hips, rotate, and then flatten out the back right toe here. Take the right hand, you're going to bring it over to the left knee, and you're going to bring the left hand right to the sacrum, and then begin to rotate over your shoulder. And the twist always comes from the ribs, so we're twisting from the ribs, lifting the head high, nice long sacrum here for 3 breaths, and disconnect. Notice when we breathe in, there's an expansive space that happens into your torso. And then when we exhale, there's a release, so there's a contraction of the torso. Just focus in on the breath here. Coming back to center, feel the feeling of the torso. Really connect with the torso and the feeling here. Good, hands right down towards the floor, framing that left foot, coming off the back knee, and we're gonna step back into downward facing dog. And again, we get to bicycle the heels, get to feel better here, get to get more blood and more heat moving into the legs and into the back. Now let's take a little gentle break here, dropping down into our child's pose, but we're going to do Adho Mukha Virasana, with the arms are reaching long to the front this time, head down to the mat. Let's lower our elbows down towards the floor, and we're going to step back with our legs into a Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, elbows going to be right underneath your shoulders, palms are down, open up your legs a little bit wider, and then lift the heart, looking high to the sky. And then as we lift the heart, then we lower the head down towards the mat or to your floor, and release any tension that's in your neck. And this is a big surrender pose here. So we're doing a back bend, a heart opener, but we're releasing the neck. Just get a little bit of gentleness into your neck. So let's lift the cervical spine, the head first, and then lower your body down towards the mat. Slide your hands underneath your elbows, squeezing your elbows closed. Your arms are right underneath your shoulders. Lengthen through your spine and just gently lift the heart off the mat. Don't come up too high, just high enough that you can feel the thoracic part of your back really working here. And then just a big release. 2 more rounds. Inhale, rise up to your baby cobra. And exhale, release. One more time, rise up to your baby cobra. And release. Take your hands behind you, fingertips to the floor, and just look to your right shoulder here. Just let everything go. And then twist to the other side with your neck, look to the other direction. Good, coming right back to center. Slide your hands right underneath your shoulders and lift your heart into a kneeling plank pose here. So you can walk your hands underneath your shoulders, roll the toes underneath, and then find your downward facing dog once again. Now slightly bend your knees and begin to walk your hands back towards your toes. And we're just going to do a forward fold, Uttanasana. We're letting it go here, just a big surrender. Keep your legs really wide. And as you forward fold, engage to your quads. Lift your kneecaps, get really strong in your quads, and then forward fold, grabbing your elbows if you choose to, maybe swing side to side. And we can go to the other side. Change the grip of your elbows, side to side. Nice little swing here. Good. Release your hands to the floor. Hands onto your shins. Lengthen through your spine. Get really long into your back first. There you go. Then take your your wrists. You're gonna bring your wrists and the heels of your hands to your sacrum piriformis area. Keep a strong core. Squeeze the scapula, and as you rise up, arch your spine and lift the heart to the sky. Just breathe into a beautiful back bend here. And release back to neutral, hands down to your side, coming into mountain pose. Beautiful. So take a moment here, just be in your mountain pose. We're gonna go through a gentle namaskar. It's a gentle sun salutation. And the reason why we call it gentle, because we don't do push-ups in our gentle yoga class. My Tuesday and Thursday class, they love this. We don't have to do push-ups in this class to get strong. But we are going to do the sun salutation. And the sun salutation is for gratitude. And this is the time that we're asking ourselves to find something to be grateful for. Hanuman, the great monkey god, created the sun salutation to pay homage to his parents. So in this space, I'm the sun and the moon and all the elements that's around me. Let's do a namaskar for gratitude. Gratitude that the earth is healing. Gratitude that there is love that you're experiencing. And I just want you to feel this. So we're going to start off in mountain pose. I'm going to do the first one facing you, then I will turn to the side so you have a side view here. We're beginning in mountain pose. We can bring our ankles together. If you've been doing yoga for a while, you've been experiencing ankle together, or if this is your first time, keep your legs open wide and just follow along. So we stand tall in mountain pose in absolute gratitude for this practice. Let's inhale, breathe the arms up to the sky. This is a big inhale. And then as you exhale, just forward fold really slowly, nice long straight back, and just let everything just hang here. Just let it hang. Let's bring our hands to our shins, and as we inhale, we're going to lengthen our spine towards the front of your mat or the front of your room. And then as you exhale, forward fold, let everything go again. With strong legs and a straight back, stand up nice and tall, reach for the sun, big inhale. And then bring the hands right to your heart. The sun salutation will create heat. So we're gonna build this heat space within us. We will move a little bit faster, but if you need to go a little bit slower, stay with your speed. I'm gonna turn to the side. We can begin again, beginning in Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, breathe the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, grab the shins. Then as you exhale, maybe you grab the ankles, give a nice little pull. Inhale with the flat back, stand up nice and tall. And then hands come to the heart. We take a moment here. Tadasana, stand strong. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, grabbing the ankles, giving a nice little pull. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Reach for the sun and bring it to the heart, because that's where the energy of the sun and the love lives. One more round. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Breathe, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen through our spines. Exhale, forward fold, grabbing your ankles if that's part of your practice today. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Let's take a moment here just to be still in our mountain pose. Hands to the side, Tadasana. And when you see a mountain, or when you think of a mountain, what are the qualities of a mountain? Maybe stability, majesty, maybe power, maybe connection to the earth. What are you feeling as a mountain? You are the mountain today. You are the mountain of strength, of power, of Mother Earth. Beautiful. So let's open up the eyes. If your eyes are closed here, bring your ankles together, bring your toes together, if that is in your practice to do so today. We're going to work with a couple of twisting poses. And twisting comes into that sacral chakra, which is around your belly button, where we can really feel the energy, because we're feeling a lot of feelings right now. So, and it's okay to feel what you're feeling. This is why we're here, to embrace it, because we must feel it so we can deal with it, we can heal through it, and then we reveal our divine self. So let's start off with a little bit of a sit. We call this chair pose. We're gonna sit back into chair pose. Gonna get really strong. And your chair is your chair for today. I'm gonna turn to the side. I'm gonna show you my chair for today. But we want to sit our butts back towards the heels. I'm gonna look up to the hands for a moment here. Now your knees can come together, or you can stay in your wide chair. It's okay, it's up to you today. And then just stand up nice and tall. Okay, let's do that again. Chair pose, 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐋. And we can even adjust in our chair. Maybe the next round of chair might be a little bit seated here. We're getting some fire. The Sanskrit is 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐶, fierce, and fierce means fire. So you're feeling fire in your legs, into your heart, you're healing. A healing requires fire. Come up, stand up nice and tall. Tadasana. Here's your last round of chair pose. Let's sit. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and taking a moment here. So we've already done twisting, so this might be very familiar with you. You're going to take your left hand, bring it to the right side, right knee here. Take your right hand, bring it to your sacrum. We want a nice long sacrum here. We do not want to dump into the spine. And the twist is going to come from the left rib to the right rib, and we begin to twist to the opposite direction here. And we anchor the hand in, so maybe we increase the twist a little bit more. Again, a couple more breaths. Just feel the experience of the twist. Just feel it. Don't have to name it, just feel it. Finding chair pose back to the center. And then exhale, forward fold, just release. So Padasana, we're gonna grab our big toes with our index finger and middle finger cuff around your toes, and just open up your elbows and head towards your knees. Just take a moment here just to breathe. Hands to your shins, lengthen the spine. And then once again, bring your hands to your sacrum, piriformis, squeeze and arch the spine as you stand up nice and tall, creating a beautiful back bend. And maybe you want to open up your heart. You want to be long in the sacrum around your butt area, be really long in the lumbar spine, and lift the heart a little bit higher and lift the head behind you. Okay, coming out of your back bend, hands down to the side here. We're gonna go into chair pose once again. 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐶, finding your chair pose. Turn to the other side so you can see what I'm doing here. 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐶. So we're in our chair pose here. Hands come to the heart. We're gonna take the right hand, bring it to the left knee. We're gonna take the left hand to the sacrum, get really long in the spine, and we're twisting right rib to the left rib. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, begin your twist. Looking over that left shoulder. And use your breath, and as you exhale, maybe the twist becomes even deeper. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, finding 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐶. As you exhale, forward fold, let it go. One more round of Padasana today. Maybe you grab your big toes, or maybe you want to go a little bit deeper into the practice and you step on the palms of your hands with the soles of your feet, bringing the big toe into the wrist area. And then you shift your body forward. This might be a little bit too much for you. Then go back to grabbing your shins or your ankles. And then open up the elbows and then allow your head just to surrender into the pose for 3 breaths. This is a great place not to judge ourselves. It's a great place to be in the spirit of yoga. Breathing through. One more breath. Let's release our hands, release our feet, and let's ragdoll ourselves back up to standing. We can just swing side to side if that's in our practice. Yes. Good. Rising up. Finding Tadasana. Finding your mountain pose. Lift your head nice and long, strong, standing tall. We're going to do 3 rounds of cleansing breaths. So, first round. Just breathe the arms up high to the sky. Inhale, breathe up. Arch your spine. Inhale from the heart. Exhale, bring your hands through the heart center. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Open the heart. Exhale, heart center. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Finding Tadasana. We're going to do a standing spinal twist. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to bring your right hand behind your back, nice little right hand, and then take your opposite arm and touch the opposite shoulder, that right shoulder. So we're going to stabilize behind the back with the hand. You can even see your hand if you're in front of a mirror. And the twist is coming again from the left rib to the right rib. And we're going to look over the right shoulder here, lifting the head a little bit higher. And we're just standing in the twist. And the twist is a great way for a counter pose to heart openers. And we've been doing a lot of heart openers here. But it's also a way to really connect with your obliques and the flexibility in your twist into your spine. Good, let's come back to center. Bring your hands right down to the side here. Left arm behind you. And now we're going to take the right hand over to the shoulder here. And then we begin to rotate to the left side again. Anchoring through our toes and our hips here. Will be a little bit of movement into your lumbar spine. But the twist is actually coming from the ribs. Right rib to the left rib. And then lift your head a little bit higher. Again, we're feeling this experience of twisting. We're not judging it. We're just feeling it, connecting with it, loving ourselves through it. Good, and coming back to center, taking a moment here and just to be still and connected. So we're going to move into a warrior sequence. I'm going to actually do it from the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to step to the top of the mat. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Step to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. I want you to step the left foot behind you. We're going to step the left foot behind you first, and then you're going to get really planted into that floor. So we're going to do a warrior sequence here. I'm going to go to the side so you can see what I'm doing today. So I'm moving to the top of my mat from the side, but you can be right there in front so you can see what I'm doing. Bring your hands onto your hips. We're going to keep the right foot right in front of us. I'm going to ask you to step the left foot behind you and really ground that back left hip down towards the floor. And as you move your torso towards the front, you might even step the foot up a little bit further. We want some space between your legs, maybe about leg distance between your space. And then that back foot is at a 45-degree angle towards the front of the room. Again, begin to work your hips towards the front. Level your hips off. You want a nice level hip here. And then go into the lunge, and I want you to have your own experience in your lunge today. Be kind to your knees. But if you want to go a little bit further, you can go a little bit deeper into your knees. And let's finish out our warrior pose, Virabhadrasana 1, with our arms above our head. And today we're going to anchor into the warrior. And what is the warrior? A warrior is not a mercenary. A warrior has a righteous cause, standing up for something righteous and right action. So today, what are you standing up as a warrior for what? It can be health, wholeness, healing, Mother Gaia, the planet. Close your eyes and just be your warrior. Experience the warrior pose here. Now that right knee might want to go to the outside or inside. We're aligning with that big toe. We're standing strong. Good, bring your hands right back to your hips, right back to your hips. I want you to straighten the right leg right in front of you. Continue to square, maybe bring the left leg up a little bit more. Square your hips, and then with a strong torso, forward fold. And you're going to keep really strong in your legs. Maybe press the gas pedal down on that right leg here. So we can stay here, bring your hands right to your shin. It's fine as well. Or maybe one hand onto your shin, one hand onto your knee. Have that support here. Or if you've been practicing for a while, maybe you bring your fingertips, and we're going to stand on the fingertips here. And continue to lengthen through your back. Continue to press the tailbone towards the back of the room and lengthen through your spine. Taking a deep breath in, as you exhale, maybe begin to bend the elbows and lower the heart towards your knees. Just take a couple breaths here. Just really be aware of what the body's feeling. The hamstrings are saying hello to you today. Maybe it's the deeper hamstring that you want to go. So you can slightly bend the front knee. If you're going deeper, maybe extend. Maybe just let go. Our pyramid pose, this is a big surrender pose. Whatever's coming up, let it come up. So let's take a deep breath in together. Let's lengthen through our spine, long back, slightly bend the knees, and then lift the left heel off the floor. So you're in a beautiful lunge here. You can work that leg back a little bit more, and then taking your left hand close to the right foot, you can drop to your knee if you want to, and add in the spinal twist. And if you want to come up off that knee, come off that knee. Then one more big breath. Right hand down to the floor. We're going to step the back leg up to the right leg, and then forward fold, let it go here. And then ragdoll your way back up to standing. Just take a moment in mountain pose and just connect with what the body's feeling in this moment. You might feel a shift that's happening in the right side that we just worked. There might be a little bit of a call to the left side saying, what about me? It's all good, because we're getting to that now. So you say right to the top of your mat, I'm going to go to the other side so we can begin the other side. So again, from mountain pose, let's begin. Hands out to the side here. This round, we're going to step the right leg behind you first. And let's ground that right heel down towards the floor. And we want to energetically begin to pull the front leg into the back leg and bring it together. That right heel's to the floor with a slight turn towards the front of the room. Now, we can square our hips off and make an adjustment. If this is too much for your hips, step the leg up a little bit closer to the front of the room. Now, open up your heart and just breathe here. And begin to bend that front left leg. Your lunge is your lunge. You choose. Now that left knee might want to go out or in. We're going to keep it right in alignment with the big toe. Then we begin to finish the pose. We begin to tap into the warrior that we are. Arms are strong, and we begin to externally rotate the arms. And we're connecting with our warrior spirit that's within us right here and right now. I am a warrior of healing. I am a warrior of yoga. I am a warrior of healing this planet. That's what I am. What are you? Feel the warrior energy. It's within you. Good. Bring the hands right to your heart. Say a little prayer for yourself. Good. Hands right to your hips. We're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to get really long in that front leg. And once again, press the gas pedal on that left big toe. Step the right leg all the way in. Square the hips off. We're going to get a nice long spine from the hips that's squared. And then we go into our forward fold for our pyramid pose. And remember, your hands will stay on your hips here, or you can bring your hands to your shins if you want to, or left hand on the shin, right hand onto the hips, squaring the hips off. If you feel comfortable, maybe you bring the fingertips to the floor. If you have a block or two blocks, use your blocks. Continue to lengthen here. And then if you feel comfortable, go into the forward fold from the hips. Lower your heart towards your knees and just let everything go here. Whatever you're doing is absolutely right today. There's 3 rounds of just breathing and feeling. This is the surrender pose, and I know we're all surrendering to something. Something's coming up that we've been fighting. Now we understand that we're becoming it. We're becoming that next phase of existence. Just breathe. Let's lengthen through the spine. Lift the right heel off the floor and square the foot. Maybe step back a little bit deeper. And then remember, you can always drop the knee down if you need to. We're gonna go into our spinal twist. Bring the right foot close to the left foot, the right hand close to the left foot, and just open up the left hand to the side. Now remember, if you want to come off the leg, you're more than welcome to gaze over your spinal twist. Again, the twist is coming from the right leg to the left leg. I'm going to open up a little bit more, then you look up to the side, there's too much for your neck, you look down. And then lower the hand down to the floor. Okay, you step the right leg all the way up to the very top of the mat. And then full forward fold, just let everything go. Let it all. Let's ragdoll our way back, vertebra by vertebra, really slow. Hands and head, getting that massage in your back. Back up to mountain pose where you are strong and where you are powerful. Back to your mountain pose. Just feel the energy. Feel it. Breathe it. You are it. Good. We're going to go down to the floor so we can begin our seated work. I'll meet you down there. And we're going to go into just a gentle cross leg just to begin here. Breathe and just appreciate yourself for the standing work we did today. So we're going to go through a little bit of work for the torso here in seated, and then we're going to our back, and then we are in restoration. So we're almost there. Blessings. I'm so glad you're here. So first thing I want you to do is just cross your legs and breathe. We're going to go into a spinal twist, a very simple spinal twist from Sukhasana. We're going to go into a nice twist, bringing your left hand to the right side. And again, you can bring your right hand to your sacrum or hand down to the floor. Open up and just twist and look to the back. Okay, continue to lengthen through your spine. Lift the head a little bit higher. And good, we're gonna come to the other side. Big twist to the other side. Lift your head a little bit higher here. Good, and coming back to center here, we're gonna grab our knees and we're gonna roll down vertebra by vertebra, allowing yourself to really come to the floor and just relax here just for a moment. Bring your knees into your heart and give yourself a big love hug. And we just go side to side. We're gonna rock side to side, just feeling the back, just move here. Good. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply bring our legs, we're gonna bring our knees together, hands out to the side, planted to the floor, and then we're gonna allow the knees to go to the right side of our bodies, maybe judge our way, our knees into our heart. And maybe we cactus the arms open so we get a nice little open heart here, gentle twist, and we look to the left side. And again, this is a lot of releasing and letting go here, letting it all go through the back. And being outside, we hear the noises that happens outside, and part of the yoga practice is not being distracted by the noises and just really going within. Good, and we're just simply going to come up and we're going to move the legs to the other side. Plant your hands down, and then move your legs to the opposite side, same deal. And then we get to open up, cactus the arms, and look to the opposite shoulder here. Good, and we come back to center up, grabbing your outside of your feet for happy baby pose. So we lift the heels to the sky, we open up the elbows to the knees, or you can grab the inside of the legs, or you can even grab your big toes if you choose to. Whatever your happy baby is, to center yourself. To really ground yourself. This is a grounding pose onto our backs. Your lumbar spine is right into your mats. Your hips are attached. But you're feeling all the energy that's moving up the spine, even to your crown of your head. Just moving back and forth. And continue to breathe. Continue to feel this. Beautiful. Lowering your heels down to the floor. You're going to keep your knees in line with your ankles. You can see this here from the side, from the knees to the ankles. And hands out to the side. I just want you to come up into a gentle bridge pose. Now, I know some of you guys out there have been doing yoga for a while. It's okay. You're going to go up into a deeper, gentle pose here. If you have a block, you can place it underneath your hips. If you want to just grab your ankles so you can create a closed chain energetic feeling of going from your fingers into your ankles, into your knees, down your hips, into your heart, through the shoulders, into the arms, back into the ankles. We're creating a big circle of energy that's just moving, that's just grooving. And this opening up through the heart, opening up through the hips. And then gently lower your hips down towards the floor. And then once again, bring your knees into your heart and maybe just rock side to side. Maybe give yourself a little circles. Hip circles are always great. It doesn't matter which way you go, just make sure you reverse the circle halfway through. So I'm reversing right now. Good. Nice. So we're going to bring your feet towards the floor. Keep your knees bent. Take your right ankle, cross over your left knee. And we're going to do a little thread the needle. So you're going to take your right hand, bring it through the leg, thread the needle, grabbing either your knee or your shin, or maybe grabbing your hamstring, and just settle into a beautiful pigeon pose, supported pigeon, which a lot of our tension right now, we're holding into our back and our hips and our thighs. This is the time when you get to just be present. Where am I holding my energy? And am I willing to let go? And this is your time just to let go, just to breathe, let go. Each and every breath. I'm looking up to the trees and I see Mother Gaia, and the spectrum of the sacred geometry is so evident right now, how we are all just connected, because yoga means connection, and so we're connected. Good. Lower your heel down to the floor. You're going to take your right foot over to the left side and give a nice little spinal twist. You're going to keep your knee lifted and reach the right hand away and just look away in this moment here. What a beautiful time just to be and just to let go of our fears, doubts, and worries. This is your time right here, so enjoy it. Good. And coming back onto your spine, you're going to lower your right leg down to the floor. Let's do the other side. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Let's thread the left hand through the knee and grabbing the right knee, or maybe the hamstrings. If the shin is good for you, you can do that here. And this is a big surrender pose right now. And we get to breathe, we get to be. And right now, it's starting to rain. It's beautiful because we need the rain. The rain is coming down at the perfect time because we're ending our outdoor practice today. I'm enjoying Mother Gaia and the rain. It's so beautiful right now. And then lower the right leg down towards the floor. You're going to lower the leg over to the side. And we're going to open up and just allow ourselves just to be still here. Just for 3 breaths. And I'm saying, thank you, Gaia, for all the rain. Thank you for washing us clean. Thank you. Breathe. Good, and gently come back onto your backs. Once again, finding your happy baby. Maybe it's a different happy baby pose that you're going to choose right now. In this time of absolute release and surrender. Happy baby for me is a reminder. Remember the time that we came to this earth and we didn't have mortgages and relationships that didn't work. We just came to play. We were happy babies. Hey, we can be happy babies again. It's a consciousness. We are all connected. We're all connected. And everything is working for our highest good, believe it or not. Good. Release your legs to the floor. Taking your knees, slightly bend your knees, just open up and receive the gifts of your blessings of your yoga. Move your hips around. And then release your legs long towards the floor, towards the mat. And take a deep breath into our nostrils. Maybe lift the arms off the floor 3 inches and just let them drop. Lift the legs 3 inches off the floor and just let them drop. Let's take a deep breath in and a big, loud, big sigh. And welcome to your Shavasana. your corpse pose. It is where we die to all our fears, our doubts, our worries. We die to the practice, we let them go here. So then we are ready for the Raja Yoga, the meditation. Maybe in this meditation you hear the rain that's dropping now. You just listen to the rain. Continue to hear the rain, the birds. Continue to follow the breath. And continue to be in a place of gratitude for the experience. As we continue in our Shavasana, thanking the ankles for showing up, sending loving energy in the ankles. Send the loving white energy, the Reiki energy into our legs, into our knees, into our calves, thanking them for showing up. Moving the energy from the knees into the thighs, into the hamstrings, into the quads, into the hips, blessing. We bring the energy into the lower spine for all the forward folded we did. Thank you for showing up. We bless it with healing, lights, love. This energy stops at the root chakra, the chakra that is about grounding ourselves. It is red. It's a brilliant, bright red color. Right at the groin area. It's feeling grounded to this earth, feeling grounded to Mother Gaia, to each other. We move the healing light energy up into the torso, into the belly button area, the sacral chakra, the chakra that's about feeling, this creativity, sexual empowerment. We bless that orange wheel of energy. We move up a little bit higher into the solar plexus, which is our vitality, our energy, the energy to get up and move today out of our bed. It is yellow. The chakra is yellow. It's a bright color, the sun, this fire there for healing. Now we move the energy up into your heart area. This chakra is the color green. It's compassion for ourselves, compassion for the world. We need this right now. We need your loving energy. The world needs you now. We move the energy up into the throat area, the chakra color blue. It's beautiful. It is bright. It's the chakra of communication, of honesty, having an honest communication with what is happening now. We breathe into that, but there's a loving, honest communication from spirit. We speak our truth. We move the energy up to the third eye, right between your eyebrows, middle of your forehead. It's the color indigo. The chakra is our intuition. We will know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, who to do it with. We will know. Om Namah Shivaya is, I pay homage to the teacher within. The teacher will let you know. Your teacher will let you know. We move the energy up into the crown area, the crown chakra. It is violet. But when we expand our consciousness, it begins to turn white. It is our divine connection, is knowing that we're connected to something greater than any human condition that we're experiencing. This light flows in and through us, as us, from the head into the torso, from the torso all the way back down and to beyond the feet, beyond the head. And we move to beyond the body. We move beyond the body, maybe 3 inches away from the body, and there is the chakra of our aura. The energy, the light. We clean the energy and we clean the light. We see our aura as being white, beautiful, bright. It could be a spectrum of colors. It could be the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, the violet, all together. But the vibration is bright, it's light, it's beautiful, as you are. We breathe in and we exhale. And slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe give yourself a little roll with your wrists. Go ahead, bend your knees. And turn over into your right side body, and that is a fetus pose. But I call it the gratitude pose. It reminds me, before I go to sleep, what am I grateful for? When I wake up in the morning, what am I grateful for? Gratitude is more than just an attitude, it is a practice. The more we practice gratitude, the more the universe gives us more to be grateful for. It diminishes our fears, our doubts, our worries. And using your top arm and your bottom arm to slowly rise up into a seated pose. As we began, so shall we end. And I invite you to rise up and cross your legs. Take your time getting there. There's no rushing. And we bring our hands to our hearts. This is a sacred mudra of prayer. And we're sending prayer out to the universe today and always. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me for your gentle yoga practice. Continue to practice. It's a daily practice. Yoga is something that we get to practice all the time, and we don't need a lot of space. Look at the space that we use today. So I bless you. I'm grateful for you. I'm just so honored to be able to share my gifts. And this is where we're moving into a place of how do I share my gifts? This is why our reset is happening right now, so we can recognize what are the new ways of sharing my gifts. So thank you so much. I bless you. I'm so grateful, so grateful. Sending you out a big virtual hug. Peace and blessings, everyone. We'll see you real soon.